The rain is falling. The fans are soaked. But here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Pulls it in at the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Right to the air is Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted.
Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Pulls it in at the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go. We've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or 2nd seed come playoff time.
Oh, looking for Andrews downfield.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
And the Ravens are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw there. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way.
Well, not too long ago, Charles, that would have been a new NFL record. But instead, it's shy of setting the record, which is 66, but still from 65 away, one of the longest kicks in league history.
And that puts him in elite company in the NFL. Only a few have ever even attempted that, let alone put it through the post. How about his moment? It came together for him, and he delivered.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple plays combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They've been fighting and scratching and clawing for the first sack in the game, and it turns out to be a big one. Not just a short one right there behind the line. First one they get, 10-plus yards, and a guy who has the legs to escape most of these.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 36 yards on the play.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
Here we go. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Burrow. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more. And get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Here we go. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 11, and they go play action now. Burrow steps away to his left. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Burrow on play action.
Man open. That's Jamar Chase complete.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 25-yard line.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, it's Mixon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
They go play action with Burrow. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. So now the Bengals offense will stay out there as they'll decide to go for 2.
Burrow's going to look to throw for it.
It's caught at the 1. And he will get into the end zone. So the lead stretches from 9 up to 11.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson.
And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
11 MT tank. 11 MT tank. 11 mighty. 11 mighty.
And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Here we go. Go.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
On 1, ready? 11.
Mixon with a first down carry. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
11 MT.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression, he just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8.
So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
From 21 yards away, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Well, we've certainly seen this before, CD. No one can quite electrify a crowd like Lamar Jackson, and really don't know what else to say other than that was special right there.
I think you pretty much said it all, but I go back to what you said about electrifying a crowd. He's also electrifying us, and we're calling the game. This guy is simply sensational.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it makes the score 21-10. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Burrow.
Throwing for Chase on the crosser. He's got it.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
That's on the guard, Alex Kappa.
Here we go. 11 MT tank. 11 MT tank.
Burrow will throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I think they'd be well served to take that type of physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Now on 4th down on his Bears, the punt team, sending this one away.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh, my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. The Ravens at 7-1 now on the year. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl.
Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
A handoff, running left, Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Here we go.
2nd down and 8.
11.
Now it's Burrow. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown. But I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow.
He will find his man Chase complete.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there. And now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll give it to Mixon. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
11-90.
Burrow bats it forward. It's a jet sweep.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals.
Jalen Guyton
From 3 yards out, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today.
And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 33.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me, because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes, because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
On 2nd and 10, Burrow. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens are going to get the football here. Come out to the 20.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time, because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Play action. It's Jackson.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And that'll be incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And he comes back with one complete.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
From the gun, Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
To throw again on 2nd down, Jackson. And now here's another interception.
Daxton Hill puts it off, and the Bengals will take over here just shy of the 30.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
No question, that was needed by the defense because they're already trailing by a couple of scores. They had to get off the field without allowing another one. That sack on the first play, that may have derailed this drive.
So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Taken at the 15, a short kick.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Mixing up the middle. Dances by him. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he's got a Bengals first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Again, it's Mixon.
73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
11.
Now Burrow on first down. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
3rd and goal. Burrow. And it's caught. Touchdown. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 162, tying him with LaDainian Tomlinson for 3rd place all time.
And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Now it's Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Now it's Jackson. Throwing right, and that's complete.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And the tight end goes in motion left.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
On 2nd down, Collins. Then he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Well, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And, I mean, you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd.
Here's Jackson.
And my goodness, another interception. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And they go play action now. Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Oh, what a move. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Joe Mixon
with career touchdown number 163. That moves him past LT and into 3rd place all time.
And the Bengals are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Pulls it in at the 13. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win streak.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Jackson going to run again.
And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down. Running out of the gun, Collins. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Hey.
go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And now here is another interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And the Bengals are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
On one, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
11 empty.
And after the
11 empty.
interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead.
And some space here.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 95 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here we go, here we go. Shot. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. Shot.
They'll stay on the ground. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, but I think a Bengal player was able to get in there. He was. And they'll keep possession of the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free.
Here we go.
But a teammate comes along and scoops it up.
Whoa,
Almost like it's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think
we go.
maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them?
11,
Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
10 yards there on a Bengal first.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. It almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning in a big way. Sloppy, all these turnovers right now.
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. We got what was forecasted, and we've gotten a lot of turnovers. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Bengals, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it's just their second loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until Week 11.